Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be the Mars retrograde cycle love reading, which is for, sorry I have to write it all down because there's loads of them, which is for June the 26th to August the 26th. And so it's already started, and obviously we've had the shadow phase, but it's a long cycle, so I just thought we'll look into it because it will be connected to the other cycles, and we do have quite a few planets going retrograde. We've got Neptune, Pluto, Saturn and Jupiter, but I'm not covering them. So yeah, so I thought I'd do this Mars retrograde one. What we've got is Mercury retrograde coming up on July the 26th, so I don't think I'll cover that, but if it comes up then it will be in that one. I'm going to cover the Mercury retrograde one because it's in Leo, on the same time as the lunar total eclipse, which is the 27th, so roughly the same time, 26th, 27th of July. So I think we'll do that one in with that one and leave the Mercury retrograde alone. We'll just focus on the Mars retrograde. That Mercury retrograde is going to be in Leo, and the lunar eclipse full moon total one, that blood moon, that rare one, is going to be in Aquarius, which Mars goes into Aquarius first and then it goes into Capricorn. Okay, so I needed to write that down because there's quite a few planets to remember the dates on it all. But anyway, thank you for those of you that have liked and commented and you know, my readings. I really do appreciate it. I know I've got to get back into it and start building it again now, and this is the start of it, and that's fine, that's okay. But I do appreciate it. So let's have a look then, because we've got that partial solar eclipse coming up. So this is the energy that's going to be before that, really. So this is what's going to be building. That Mars retrograde energy is the Tower. I meant to get the Tower card out because Mars is the ruler of that Tower card, and it did show up in the partial solar eclipse one, in the center on the three of swords, you know, the heart of the matter. The Tower did show up. So let's have a look, see what's going to be going on with this one. But it starts to go in, or it has been in, because this is the 4th of July now, so I'm doing this reading. So and it goes in an Aquarius. I don't know the degrees, what that means. I'm not an astrologer. I just read it intuitively and symbolically. But you know, this card, it comes under the star card, Aquarius, and a very healing card, healing of wounds and past, and you know, it's like a fresh start. It's like wiping the slate clean, and there's a fresh start, a new beginning. And because it's still in the dark, you've got the stars and it's still in the dark, it's like seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's about, this card is all about hope, new beginning, fresh start. So that's on the horizon, because something's on the horizon, and it's a, you know, it's like following your star, following your inner star or your soul or whatever that is, and you know, and trusting in yourself, because this is all about starting to believe in yourself, starting to trust yourself, where your love relationships are going to be working in that area. And you know, the Aquarian archetype is very much about you know, thinking outside of the box, doing something different, maybe not conforming, and coming up with something different, and breaking free, because we've got the Devil card next to it, which is the Capricorn. It comes under Capricorn, and so it feels like there's going to be a lot of healing around addictions, or more like behavior pattern, because I picked up with the Mars retrograde that it was about behavior and patterns in that way, and codependency, and you know, breaking free from that, being independent and not being like in a bond, like a negative bond in your relationships. And this is all very much about the material world, materialism, and you know, anything that you can touch and tangible, and so it's around that. But you know, Capricorn is grounding, so you've got the air, you've got the Aquarius is the air, the thinker, and then you've got Capricorn, which is about grounding it and making things practical. And so maybe doing some practical healing work during this Mars retrograde, you know, because things are going to be coming up, and because Mars can be like conflict, because it's a planet of war, etc. But frustration, because remember it's going retrograde, so it slows, or it appears to slows down. So maybe something in your life is slowing down to give you that time to reflect instead of react to situations. So you know, it's that fire energy, so there's, you know, there's going to be passion, and so, you know, sexual tension, and I think Saturn plays a part in it, and that then, because it's about timing, that could lead to sexual frustration. So you know, because there's a hold on something, or there's a pause for something. Maybe if you're single, a relationship coming in, maybe you sense one coming in, but you know, then it just seems ongoing and doesn't happen. They might even be in your environment, or you might have already met them, but nothing seems to be coming to fruition or taking off. So yeah, it's about not allowing anybody to have power over you, to tie you in chains. And you know, because that's not good, that's unhealthy. You're looking for interdependence, you're looking to be independent in a relationship, where you come together to share, to love and support each other. So yeah, can come under very much about addictions, and you know, behavioural patterns in that way, bonds in that way. And it's about breaking free of that, and having different relationships. But there is hope. There's hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's healing. So this Mars retrograde, there is a lot of healing in there, because the Aquarius comes in at the beginning, and it goes out into Capricorn. So something will be grounded. So if things are like, because this is like, it's not tangible, so to speak. It's yes, there's a light, and yes, you can see something, but it's not concrete. And you know, the Capricorn energy, which is very tangible, very very earthly, down to earth, practical, is there. Going out of it, so it will be earthed for you. So let's have a look, see what I thought I'd use the Rider-Waite cards this time, because it's not the moon cycles we're doing. Okay, I've already prepared them. The sun is shining on my camera, so I can't see it, but let's go ahead. Most important messages, please, for this Mars retrograde. Oh, well, we've got the Page of Cups coming in, and you know, this because it's the pages, it's usually news. There's some news on an emotional level, or there will be over this 2-month cycle, because you know this can be naivety, because it's only the page. You know, it's new love, it's you know, innocence and that sort of thing in love, and not knowing what it's about or what this situation might be about. And but it's there, it's in its newness. There's a new beginning in love, and of course this can represent children or babies, but on an emotional level it's news. They're usually about some good news is coming around love or feelings, emotions in that sense. But it's going to cause some anxiety, but it, you know, it feels like we're having to get to the core root of something. We're having to get to the core root of something. I mean, for some, and maybe some of you that are married, you know, it could be something that's going to be keeping you up at night. It could be a child under the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So it could be that, because it does represent children. Or this message might be going to be keeping you up at night and causing some anxiety. I mean, she's sat up, she can't sleep, and this is all mental energy, and it's very dark. It's dark, but you do have a bit of light there with the star card. And you know, star is wish upon a star. It's about wishes coming true or dreams coming true. It's also very much astrological, so because you've got the stars, you know, so the planets, the stars are planets. So but you know, as I think it's Colette Baron Reid, as she says, you know, follow your true north, follow your soul star or spirit star, whatever you want to call it. But that's what you need to do. You need to keep one foot on the ground, but you also need to be dipping your toes into something, because life is all about experience. And okay, it's not about rushing into something, it's about reflecting on a situation or a person. But you know, you do need to put your feet in, symbolically, into and feel something and get back to feeling something, not coming from the mind and analysing and thinking about it too much. And it's like, oh well, what's this, I've just got a message. You know, could it be something from the past or something that's coming in? But you know, you've got a message, and then it throws you a text message or something like that, and then it throws you into anxiety. And it's, oh, well, I didn't expect that, you know, that tower energy, that unexpected. Well, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that person to come back in. Or well, this is a surprise. I didn't know that person felt about me the way they're expressing it now. So it'll be different for everybody. It is a general reading. At the end of the day, you're the only one that knows everything that's going on in your life, and you need to trust yourself. And we got the Queen of Cups, and she comes again, water. So is this, or will this be about a child and they're being naive about something, or because that's in the present, so that would be keeping you up. But she's very much like a mother figure or a very good friend, so you need to be going to this person and getting some advice from this person. Again, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, you know, it's the same. It's that water. She's all about maturity. She comes up with good advice, and she's very loving and caring and giving, and you know, she sat on her throne near the water, so we've got a lot of water in this reading already, and she will be, so she can come up as a counsellor if you need to go, because remember, this is very much a healing card if you need to go and get some counselling, because this can be depression, you know. The Nine of Swords comes up when there could be depression around a situation, but we get some more cards out on it. But she's very helpful, very loving, a good support, a great support. So there is support there. There is somebody you can turn to, and we've got Cups again, and that's the Three of Cups in reverse, which is about because that upright is about a celebration and going out with your friends, enjoying yourself, and you know, having a drink and partying, and or a girls' night out, or whatever, and raising those glasses, or a group. It's around friendship, but in reverse there isn't for some reason, to do with this child, or to do with the news. What's at the heart of the matter? Well, there's restrictions, there's competition. I think the competition came in the solar eclipse reading in Cancer, and we do have the Queen of Cups showing up there and water coming in, but what the connection is, yeah, because this can be in the workplace. The Wands are fire energy, so it's creativity, which you can get in, you know, the workplace in that sense. So there's competition of some sort, but it's you know, it's something that needs to be stopped, broken out of. But it's keeping somebody up at night, so might be only for a few of you, this reading, in that sense, or it might be somebody you know. But we do have the King of Swords here, and he's you know, your Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, so it comes into that. He can be quite stern, sort of cold, come across as cold. I'm not bothered, but inside probably he is, depending on what other signs he's got in his charts, you know. But he can come across like a bit like the Queen of Swords, a bit aloof, and but very much in charge, a great business person, you know. So the King of Swords is a good person to go to for advice, business advice, and it looks as though that work's playing a part. There seems to be some competition with this King of Swords. That's underneath the Queen of Cups. Now she would be trying to understand him. She'd be good, because she's very calming. She's a calming influence over this King of Swords, and it would be what he needed. This would be the type of woman that he would need in a relationship. But yeah, we got the Hangman, which is that Neptune. I think Neptune was one of the, was it? Yeah, Neptune was one of the planets that's retrograding. So it just feels quite heavy, but it needs to be to move and push through something. It needs to be to push through something, to change something. So there needs to be a change in the energy, a change but this is like waiting, pausing, but he's quite happy to do it, because he's, you know, he's upside down, and the light is very much around his head, so it's about perspective. It's about gaining perspective, but this could be in the past, this could be what has been happening in the past. You know, for some, if you haven't been able to go out and socialise because of a young baby or children, if that's relating to people in long-term relationships or marriage, and then there's been conflict, because, you know, in your marriages and your long-term relationships, this is still going to be affecting it. It's still going to be shaking things up. So feeling, you know, as though you're having to hang around for something, or you was having to hang around for something, but it was to gain a new perspective about a relationship or a situation. And, you know, the 10 is completing, is the breakthrough. You're pushing through, you're nearly there, because the 10 is nearly there. He's getting to his goal, his destination, but this can feel like a burden, but it is a 10. And then, you know, you go back to the Ace of Wands, where you've got, it's like a cycle where you've got all that energy and you're just like, whoa, what do we do now? Lots of things to do, let's do something. But this is at the end of it. You're at your end of your tether, you're at your end of, this is I call the people pleasing card, because you take on too much, and you need to be like assertive and be able to say no, and to delegate if it is in a work situation, which will then be affecting your romantic relationships, because, you know, you need a time out. You need to be pausing and not struggling. So you need to be surrendering to get this new insight, or to get this new idea about how, because this is very in the present state, and it's all around this competition. So if the ego and power struggles are coming up, then that's going to be causing problems. You know, your work's more important than mine, no, mine's more important than yours, and etc. like this. So there could be some power struggles, and somebody's feeling very burdened, either at work, and, you know, he's keeping them up at night, is going to be keeping them up at night, or around finances, because we've got the 7 of, this is a bit like the boredom card. It's like, well, I've done all this and nothing's really coming to fruition, and it's just because this card is all about rewards, planting your seeds, you know, doing what you've been doing. And to be honest with you, I can feel like that myself, where work is concerned, and thinking of all the things that you planted. In my last one, I mentioned about planting seeds, and the first 2 lot just didn't work. But these ones, once I learnt something and how to do it correctly, then, which was about the drainage, something, it could flow and not the water at the bottom stagnate and kill something off, which would be like, you can see that as your emotions. So and in the other cards, you know, it's a woman with a basket, and there's nothing in a basket, it's empty. There's no rewards from all the hard work that you've done. So it does come under the boredom card, but there is one thing there. So there's maybe one out of the 6 things that you've done work-wise, that could be a possibility to change things, to shift things. Let's have a look, see what's at the bottom. Yeah, we got the 6 of Swords come back up again. I think that was what was at the bottom. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's what was at the bottom on the solar eclipse reading. So it is again, like here you can see it's about moving away again, moving towards happier times, more peaceful times, because something is a heavy burden for someone, and you know it's affecting their mental health. And is this a couple? Is this a couple? Because that is a couple there. Whether you're, you know, whether you take on the masculine role or the female role, it doesn't matter which. But that's saying that there is something stagnant, something. I don't know. It feels like somebody's personality or has been squashed. They feel too trapped in a situation. They don't feel as though they can breathe. Something's changed, and they feel a great burden. And there's so much restriction, and it's causing, you know, mental health problems. And it's a case of, you know, moving away from it. Like I said, either getting counselling so that you get the understanding, because this person's very hard to read sometimes. That you know, very hard to be with. I know quite a Gemini and a Libra, and you know, they can be, the King of Swords can be hard. They don't tend to let their I'm you know, I'm being general here, I'm not saying specifics, but let their guard down, you know, and be vulnerable, because there has to be vulnerability for there to be intimacy in a relationship. But there's movement, there's movement away, either getting help on that mental level because of the Swords, or physically moving away from this situation. It feels like this Mars energy is going to be shaking things up, and we did have the Tower with that 3 of Swords in the middle, so this will be a part of it. Maybe this is another aspect of it, but let's go a bit deeper and see what else is on offer. Let me just have a sip. It's very warm here today, but I'm not complaining. I do have my fan now, so, and my apologies if I do need to go and open the door, because I'm waiting for a parcel. I waited in all day Monday. It's not for me, it's for my daughter, but I waited in all day Monday and they didn't come, so we'll see. Right, let's go a bit deeper, different aspects of what's going on a collective level. See, this is all about thoughts, being aware of having to make a decision as well, and that could be to do with a child, you know, even to the point of conception and not knowing what to do, whether to take it any further, because of the situation. It could be that way for some, and that's obviously a worry, because it could be financial or just a situation, because that solar eclipse, the 3 of Hearts, the 3 of Cups is Swords, beg your pardon. The 3 of Swords is you know, can be betrayal, and 3 people, so affairs, that sort of thing. So don't know if that's what's happening with some people, and then, you know, for some it could be that you find yourself pregnant and don't know what to do, and then of course there's going to be arguments, that sort of thing. But yeah, this is about clear thinking. Don't be naive, because the page, don't be naive about love, about romantic love. Take, you know, like I say, take the romance out of romance. It's what you're left with that's important. And that Mars, the tower, is about the foundation that you build a relationship on, or you're going to build a relationship on. Your values need to match. If your values don't match, it's going to crumble. At some point it will, you know. And there was something about a shocking revelation, or a spiritual awakening or something like that. So this is what this could be heading towards, that partial solar eclipse. This could be heading there, and it's going to be a part of it, because this is about clear thinking. And I've just got goosebumps all the way down my left hand side. So this is all about clear, being clear and making a decision about this. Because this can be stormy, but here you've got the sun peeking through. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel, whatever this is and whoever it's going to be affecting. Let's see what's at the heart of the matter. Oh yeah, a new road. A new road is open, a new road, a new pathway. Because this is what's going on underneath, or this is what's going on in, you know, your subconscious mind. And so movement away, that can be a physical journey, a journey by boat, you know, or sorting out how you're thinking, and you're thinking about your situation. But yeah, this is a new road, or this quarrel or argument, something is being restrictive and something needs to change, because we've got the road here. And this card comes up, it's important, it's the heart of the matter, so it dominates the reading. And with this you've got to be really clear, because you don't want it to be a bumpy road. You know, this is moving away from things, so what's been turmoil. But, you know, it's easier, but you still have challenges, which you do with any situation when you're having to head down a new path, maybe an unexpected path that you didn't think you would be going down. And it can happen after a job, you know. So if you lose a job, this can happen. If a relationship comes to an end, or you're moving, literally moving abroad, or a new home, of course, all these things represent symbolically a new pathway. So I didn't think that this reading would be, you know, I did think it would be quite heavy. It is Mercury, it is Mars retrograde, in that sense. So yeah, so I think this is saying about this news, whatever this news is, you know, you've got to try and see it from a different perspective, because that's definitely news, and you know, a letter or email, text message, communication, something's going to upset someone, this news. And of course, if it's about a child, then an unexpected child or unexpected baby, that would make you feel that way. Or I was just thinking then of I do watch some of the soaps, you know, it's my chill time, and I was just watching one of the soaps. I have half an hour for my lunch, and that's the one I watch. And this couple are wanting their own baby, but because of an affair that well, it was a one night thing, but because of that one night thing, now they brought in this new baby when they were going to fertility to have their own baby, because he supposedly couldn't, but obviously has fathered this baby. And then obviously this, you know, the lady is like, well, how can I take on this baby that's yours, that will remind me that every single day of the day you betrayed me? So I don't know if that's what it is, or over the next 2 months this is what's going to be shown. But that Spirit just gave me that then, so I'm sharing it. Whatever I get, I share. You never know what the situation is about, and for people, but yeah, that would definitely, you know, that would be like a tower situation, a sudden shock, a sudden, oh my God, you know, a baby turns up on your door that's your partner's or whatever, and it's not yours. So that would be like that, whatever that is. And there's something. So there's something for this lady, like I said, that's not growing, because this is about stagnant energies. This is about something that's, you have to be patient, because this can be very much about patience, this card. You have to be patient about a situation, or this Queen of Cups needs to be patient. That's what they're saying. And this has come up. So this is about a friendship, because it's not the heart. So this is about a friendship, a relationship, a friendship, very much about friendship, but it's in reverse. So, and it's in the past, so either a friendship's gone, has been cut off due to an argument, hence why the road is there in the past, or that's the energy coming in. And something to do with this King of Swords and a woman, because we've got the lady here. So there's something to do with this King of Swords and a woman. Now, is this woman, or is it another woman? Because we need to bring the solar eclipse one in, because that's the one that's coming. This is what's moving towards that one. It'll be interesting to see what the lunar eclipse is also. But the story's unfolding. The story's unfolding. So that could be waiting for the right home, waiting for the right property. Or you need some time out in you know, to withdraw and be in your home, be in a home where it's safe, like retreat into your home, or maybe you have, if it represents the past to you. But it's about gaining a new perspective. This card mainly is about that. It's about seeing something differently, and not to rush in. And it's to do with a relationship. And that, you see, the home and the road is a change of address. But we have the coffin here, which can be delays due to this friendship, or a friendship that was. Oh, we've got movement card again. Well, that's about a journey. And that could definitely be a holiday, home abroad, a home near the seas, or a home you need to, a property you need to travel to, is what they're saying. But this is causing a headache. This new pathway, this new road is causing anxiety and upset, either due to delay because we're in the retrogrades, but something's feeling a heavy burden for you, and that could be a move, an actual move overseas. Oh my goodness. And then we get the mountain as well. Crikey, we've got the road, the boat, the mountain. That can be time for a short holiday if you've been working too hard and you need to go on holiday. That can be on a mundane level, you know, because you've just reached your limits, and you just, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're planting, nothing's flipping growing, and you know, it's stagnating for this Queen of Cups. You know, I love her. She's mature. She deals with things in a mature manner. But this King of Swords, we'll get a few more cards out on that. But this is something that, you know, this could literally be a trip to the mountains, or a home abroad, because we've got the road in the middle. Okay, yep, destiny is calling. Destiny's calling. Something about foreign countries, foreign land. This is very much about moving waters, going over waters, or going to where there is water, possibly near mountains. It could be a boat trip, so that could even be a boat trip. But it's your destiny, because this is this moving away or moving towards something new is your destiny, where your love lives are concerned. And this is like the gods are leading you. Like I said, not always a comfortable trip, but a necessary trip. But it is smoother waters. It's not going to be choppy like in the past, the turmoil that you've had, and it is destined. Whatever's happening is destined. The stars need to be aligned. They're not aligned at the moment, they're saying. Not until it gets, so maybe August time. It's hard to predict timing because of people's free will, but maybe August time, because that's when the Mars retrograde comes out of its cycle, getting ready to station, and it's coming out, according to the people that I look at, out into Capricorn, which would be that practical start, that practical new beginning. How are we doing? Oh, do you know what? I can't see. Hang on a minute. I can't see because the sun's on there. Oh yeah, I think it says 44. So let's get a few cards out on this, the heart of the matter. Oh, well, that just flipped out. So the Magician. This is all about having, you know, all your skills, all your talents that you need for this situation. You know, it's got all the pentacles, the cups, the swords, the wands, all of it. and he's marrying heaven and earth. He's bringing that down to earth, because what's the point in it all if we're here on this earth plane? So you've got to make it happen on this earth plane. But it's saying you've got everything you need on the table, is what I'm getting with that. You know, everything you need is on the table to go down this new path. That one wanted to jump out, but there's something, because this card, Six of Cups, is very much about children. Children, or your childhood, or somebody from your past. It's an emotional card. Fond memories upright, but in reverse it's not. And we have to link it to the one that's reversed here, which is the Three of Cups. And something to do with the friendship that's gone pear-shaped, or something to do with the property or a home, and maybe using your skills and talents, and you know, it just didn't get you what you needed, and that's bringing you, so past failures, and that's bringing you, because retrograde is about revisiting, and that's bringing, you know, not nice feelings, because this is about a feeling card. And or again, it could go back for somebody or someone about a child, and because the Magician manifests something, it creates something, and it is upright, so it's not misusing your power. It is, you are a powerful person, and maybe you're a powerful person, you can turn this situation around. For some of you. And then there you go, we get the Three of Wands again. We get the ships. We've got the ship come back up on the wands. So planning a trip, and maybe that can become a burden because it's not an easy task or something. And did I say something about delegating? Because this is the people please, yes, I'll do this, yes, and then you've got to be saying, no, I need help, I need somebody else to help, please, can't do this all on my own, because it's very much the Enterprise card, and you know, expansion, and that's where you're heading, the road down that path. Let's get a few cards out on the King of Swords. See what's happening with this King of Swords and the woman. Oh, we've got the Star in reverse. Now the Star in reverse is about losing hope. That's being hopeful and believing in your guidance and moving forward, and you know, but in reverse it's feeling hopeless about a fresh start, because remember what I said earlier, it's about a fresh start. And there we go, the Nine of Swords comes back up again, but that's a contract, signing of a contract, or news of some sort, and that next to it. So, but again, we've got the Nine of Swords come up on this, so that's the situation to do with him and her, which is a couple, and the anxiety, feeling hopeless, feeling, you know, can't turn this around, because there you go, we've got the Seven of Cups, which this card's all about choices, options, plenty of choices, but it's about making a decision, because if by not making a decision, that's going to cause anxiety, you know. Got to make an emotional decision, because you're just going to stay stuck in that otherwise, or this couple is, or something to do with this King of Swords and this woman on here. It'll be different for everyone. Okay, let's have a look, see what the Romance Angels want to say. What messages, most important messages, do you have for this Mars retrograde cycle, please? I think the other one was about letting go of your... Well, there is passion. There is passion, either to do with the relationship or to do with creating something, because of the Magician, to do with creating a new pathway for yourself. There is passion, and you've got to follow your passion. You've got to follow your passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, because that lifts the vibration, and you know, Spirit's able to help you. And it can be passion in a relationship, but it can also be passion about following your joy, following your bliss of what it is that makes you that way, because then you become really attractive, and you're like a light, you know, the moth to the light, whatever. People are very much attracted to you. Well, this situation involves a wedding or a marriage. It comes under marriage. This situation involves marriage. So this can be this couple here. But what is it saying? Well, there's a reconciliation. So there is passion there to do with this marriage. And there is going to be a reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life, and it's because there's something's not completed itself. I don't know if that's to do with that, because it was in reverse, whatever I said there, but that's what the romance angels are saying, that there is passion, enough passion, and it involves a wedding. So if there has been any separation, or there will be separation, then it says there's a reconciliation concerning this. Ooh, okie dokie. Let's see what the healing angels, Doreen Virtue cards, wants to say. Let's have a look. Emerging. Well, your true self is emerging. You know, that's like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, and whatever's happening is helping you to birth yourself into a new you, the authentic you, the real you, the true you, is what they're saying. And you know, about sharing that. Oh, well, it's got new love. But this can be new love in a relationship. So all's not lost for some of you. It's not going to be for everybody. Or for some of you, it could be that, you know, you reconcile to sort something out, and then new love can enter. Or because there's passion, then new love can build. But you've got to be your authentic self, your true self, and all this new love, or this feeling of new love, which is the Page of Cups, can make you feel that way, you know. And it does involve children. So children did come into the reading, because you've got your Six of Cups in reverse here. So that could even be not being able to get pregnant for some of you, if that's your situation. And then this situation here, maybe that is news about that, but there are options there. So children, very much, if you're single and it's a new love, then, and you're wanting children, well, this definitely involves that, and that's what that path is, and is opening up for you. And let's have a look, because that's the heavenly, this is the fairies. So body movement, they're suggesting that you do some body work and get some stagnant energy, get it out there. This Mars retrograde, it's all about power and you know, energy. So frustration. So instead of taking it out on somebody, which could be the Five of Wands, instead of taking it out on somebody, go and do some kickboxing, or Go and do something. Move that body. Go for a run. And don't take your frustrations out on your partners, or so maybe that's what they're saying. And a detox, either the body movement, you know, detoxing from, so that could be food, drink, anything like that, because remember this behavior patterns that keep you addicted. So a good cleanse throughout the next 2 months, so that your true self can emerge, and making new friends. And this card was about friendship, you see. And if something broke down there, but maybe going to a class, or you know, a retreat, a detox place, you make new friends, you meet people with like minds. Maybe that's where you find this new love, somewhere like that also. Oh, and I just looked at the bottom, didn't look at the bottom of the other one, and then we've got romantic partner there. So that's just confirming it, whatever I just said then. So we'll leave him out there, because we need all the help we can get. Okay, let's see what the Ask the Angel cards would like to say according to this reading. So in the near future, they're confirming that there's something on the horizon. There's a new pathway, because it's at the heart of the matter, that's going to be opening up. And a romantic partner, for those of you that are single, you know, he's there. He's there, and to you, to her, Miss Gorgeous, Mr. Gorgeous, he will be, she will be the right partner for you. And it is in the near future. So that's confirming whatever this situation is for you. Let's see what the Wisdom of the Oracle wants to say. Well, that's what it wants to say. So you need to be really receptive over the next 2 months. You need to be retro. So you need to be receptive, because yin is the feminine energy. It's such a beautiful card. It's all about receiving. You do your soft gestures of romance, you know, for anybody new coming in, or if you're with a partner already. You do your soft gestures, and then you let somebody come to you. It's number 2, which is partnership. So you let someone make the first move, is what that card's saying. Okay, is the advice. And let's see what Whispers of Love would like to say. So work on being receptive, and let this come to you. You know, follow your passions, do what makes you feel good, that lifts your spirit, and you'll be so attractive to somebody. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So, you know, even though there's doubt there about this new path, and even if it does involve a move to a new country or abroad or whatever, if it does involve that, you're limitless. You can do what you need to do. You can do it. And it's number 4. At times we are too close to a situation and can only see things from one perspective, hence why the Hangman is there. There is a multitude of possible outcomes in this situation. Take a broader outlook, the Hangman. Release the need to control what is happening, and allow your inner knowing to assist you. Things always work out as they should, and I do believe that. And that's why being in the yin, the receptive mode, is really important. We've got two swans here, and that's soulmates. That's the inner child. That's the spiritual, creative inner child. And it's number 4, which is you've got the unicorn, magic. So something magical is going to happen. You don't need to do anything. It's going to be in the near future. You just need to work on being receptive to it, is what they're saying. Let's end with the universe has your back, and let's end it on that one before it ends. Most important message for this Mars retrograde to 26th of August. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. So that's what it is, okay? You need to pray for the highest good of all, not for a certain outcome. You've got to be really, really open and receptive to how this is going to play out. All right, there we go. I do hope that helps you, and I'll be back here for the lunar total eclipse in Aquarius, I think, which will be the 27th of July, but I'll post it on the solar eclipse one. So please like, share and subscribe and comment. It's your gift back to me. And I have a special offer for the love readings, tarot readings, just for the month of July. If you go to my website, the information's all there. Okay then, lots of love. Namaste.